Hold up.
Hi, I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're staying safe at home. I hope you had a beautiful weekend. Well, today I want to talk about a topic based on experience. You know, you have thousands of people around the world and the most Googled word is still fat loss and belly fat loss. As we keep learning through the success stories of our clients, you know, there are some people who achieve massive weight loss and fat loss the right way, and there are people who do it the wrong way. Now, we can go on searching for fat diets and fat exercise programs and all of that stuff. They don't work if we don't have the basics in place. So today, I pulled up about 13 to 15 points, and I'll go on sharing these points with you over and over the weeks as we learn more. What we keep learning, we like to share with you so you can reflect and introspect into your own life if you're struggling with fat loss and belly fat loss right now. And then maybe you can relate to one point, action that point, and probably get the results that you've been chasing for the longest time. Because I'll tell you one thing, fat loss should never be difficult. It becomes difficult because we do it the wrong way, we chase the wrong things, or we don't have discipline and consistency. You need to think that your body doesn't want to hold on to so much of weight. There are things that we're doing that makes it want to hold on to so much of weight. So technically, if the body is overweight, it can lose weight if we do the right things. But if we're doing even one of the wrong things, it becomes difficult and it becomes a struggle. Like I always say, there is no magic pill that can help you burn that fat off your body. It does not exist. If it existed, everyone would be on it, no matter how expensive it is, but it doesn't exist. So let's start off with the obstacles today that people have that come in the way between them and their fat loss, their belly fat loss, their overall weight loss, and all of these things. Number one at the top of the list, because when we change this, we see how the weight starts sliding off the body, is sleep. Whatever it is, the world sold you that your diet is the most important thing. It is very, very important, but you can have the best diet, but if you're sleep deprived, you're gonna have problems burning body fat, because not only does body fat burn happen while you sleep, but if you're sleep deprived, you have a hormonal imbalance, which is the second biggest obstacle for most people. They eat well, they exercise, but they have a hormonal imbalance and it becomes a struggle to lose that weight. So number one, sleep. You want to fix your sleep. You want to start off by fixing your sleep. I'm not going to give you the resolutions today. We're just going to do the obstacles because we've covered each of these points separately in different videos. So number one, you want to make sure that you have good sleep hygiene. If you're stuck, you've reached a plateau, or you are finding it difficult to lose weight, or even if you want to prevent weight gain that creeps in slowly over the months and years, you want to make sure that you have the right amount of sleep. Number two, late night meals. Now, once in a way, that's fine. You have a late night meal. But if you're doing it every day, it's a big problem. You're setting yourself up for failure. Not just fat gain or the inability to lose weight, but acidity, indigestion, inflammation in the pancreas, and all of these problems. All of these problems. So everyday late night meals, getting straight into bed after a heavy meal, nope. You need to move your meal earlier, towards sunset, or within at least 2 hours after sunset. Late night meals are one of the biggest obstacles as well. Undereating. Okay, undereating is a big problem because when you undereat, you slow down your metabolism. Fasting is not undereating. Fasting is scientific. If you do it the right way, you can lose weight, you can lose fat, you can clean up your system, reduce inflammation, improve your skin, hair, all of that stuff. But if you're starving yourself, you're destructing everything. You're lowering your immune system, you're not allowing inflammation to come down, you're creating toxicity in your body, and you're lowering your metabolism, which is the thing that helps you to burn fat. So undereating is another obstacle. So people think that, oh, I ate a heavy meal right now, let me undereat. No, don't undereat. Maybe just skip the whole meal. Skip the whole meal if you ate enough, because if you overate, you have more energy to sustain you through maybe next morning. So rather than skip a whole meal, okay, but do not undereat. Takes us to our next point, overeating. If you're overeating, it's common sense. You know, you're good Monday to Friday, you're working out, you're eating well, and then Friday and Saturday you consume all of those calories that you basically negated over the week. So you wait for the weekend and you say, I'm going to work out 5 days in a week, and my weekends I want to enjoy myself. But you consume all those calories and even more. So you're always in a vicious cycle of never losing weight or putting on more weight. So overeating, big problem. Constantly eating is one of the biggest problems. If you're constantly munching every 2 hours, of course, if you're diabetic, you're going through certain diabetic patients, you're going through a certain medical issue where your doctor requires you to eat every 2 hours, that's different. But for everyone else, if you're constantly eating, you're constantly spiking insulin. If you're constantly spiking insulin, insulin is a fat storage hormone. Understand, you don't need that energy. You're eating mindlessly because there's a snack at your desk, or you're bored, or you're stressed, or you're sad. And you're just raising insulin, which is your fat storage hormone, the fat especially in your belly area, midriff, love handles, and the muffin top, as they call it. So you want to cut down eating. Like I did in my previous video, if you can keep a gap of 4 hours between every meal, that is perfect for you. I can guarantee you, you will arrive at your right weight. Let's say you're having breakfast. Breakfast finishes at 9 o'clock, 4 hours later lunch, 4 hours later dinner, shut the system. You're doing 2 meals a day, keep a 4-hour gap. And that's why people who misuse intermittent fasting, they mess it up completely. So they keep an 8-hour window, but they're constantly eating throughout. Doesn't make a difference because you're keeping insulin spiked up right through. If you're doing an 8-hour window, eat 2 meals. So you can keep a gap between 4. But constantly eating because you think you're fasting and that allows you to eat more and eat more constantly, that's a huge, huge problem. So you need to give your digestive system a break for the migrating complex system to work. We spoke about that, the migrating motor complex. Every 90 minutes, there's a sweep that happens that cleans out your digestive system. If you're constantly eating, you don't allow that to happen. So the gap between your dinner and breakfast, that works really well. The gap between your meals, you can activate your MMC easily to work for you. So be careful of constant eating. That's dangerous. Then we have not building muscle. People who only do cardio all the time. Yes, you will lose weight, no doubt about it, but you're going to have flabby skin, loose muscle, and all of that fat. It's not going to burn that easily. You have to have cardio and muscle building, using your own body weight or resistance bands or weights or whatever it is that you want to do. But you got to build muscle and you got to burn fat. So you do cardio and you build muscle. It cannot work with you just walking. Now walking, of course it works. If you're already fit, you already don't have a lot of weight that you want to lose, I would still encourage you to get a little bit of body training or your own body weight training. You want to build muscle even for the health of your bones, even for the sustainability of your muscle tissue. So always have a holistic program. You're doing a little bit of yoga, you're doing a little bit of walking, a little bit of push-ups or squats or resistance bands. Mix it up. That's what the body needs. The body doesn't just work with one way of doing it. So you want to build muscle, that's another big obstacle. People only do cardio and they don't build muscle and they're left with a lot of belly fat and a lot of midriff fat. The next point, not addressing your hormonal imbalance problems. This is one of the biggest obstacles because it is an uphill task to lose weight if you have a hormonal imbalance. So if you have thyroid, and guess what? You're just happy on your doctor's medication. You're not doing anything to reverse your thyroid or change your lifestyle. Hormonal imbalance, just being treated at a symptomatic level, not being addressed at a root cause level. Address it. Diabetes, hormonal imbalance. It involves insulin. Thyroid involves thyroxine, which is also a hormone. Then you have high prolactin levels. I can't tell you the amount of women living with high prolactin levels. When you live with high prolactin levels, that can be caused because of stress or even a medical issue. At least you want to get it checked to see that you don't have that imbalance because it's very difficult to lose weight when your prolactin levels are high. Testosterone. Men, a lot of men, we get their testosterone levels checked and they are abnormally low. There's no way you're going to lose all of that belly fat or build that muscle. And women, if your estrogen levels are too high, you have endometriosis, ovarian issues, fibroid cysts. These are indicators that you have estrogen dominance, belly fat, very difficult to lose it. So you want to understand your hormonal balance by doing your blood tests or working with lifestyle conditions that you already have, like thyroid, diabetes, etc., that involve your hormones. Extremely important. Then too much of sugar and too much of junk food, that's a no-brainer. Fix it. Too much of healthy foods. In the name of health, you're eating all these jaggery cookies which are loaded with jaggery. See, a little bit of jaggery is not going to cause a problem, but because they try to make these health foods tasty, they add more ghee, they add more butter, they add more honey, they add more jaggery, and you read the label and you say, oh, no white sugar, jaggery, wow, it's healthy. And you go on mindlessly eating these so-called health foods, which are good in small quantities. Just because it's healthy, you don't overeat it. because they're heavy in calories and you go on putting on weight. So you want to read the labels carefully and you want to look at the serving sizes. In one cookie, how many calories am I going to get? How much of fat? How much of protein? Okay, because a lot of health companies also mislead us with clever marketing. You want to be careful. Just because jaggery sounds healthy and it may be way healthier than white sugar, it's still high in calories. So you want to make sure that you don't overdo it. And especially if you're diabetic, it is creating an insulin spike, which is your biggest enemy. So do not get fooled with all the health foods. Nuts as well. They load it with nuts and stuff like that. Nuts are great for you. Seeds are great for you, but they're high calorie foods. If you have too much, more than your daily requirement, you're going to put on weight for sure. So you want to be careful of that. Then of course, if you're drinking fruit juices, all of your fruit juices, which you think are healthy. I know people who have 5 and they say, look, I have a pineapple juice, I have a pomegranate juice, I have an apple juice, and I'm still fat. I still have diabetes. I'm still feeling sluggish and tired. You're supposed to eat your fruit whole. And you can juice your vegetables if you want, but you got to eat your fruits whole. When you juice your vegetables, you have a glass of sugar. It's breaking down all the fiber, you're denaturing all the protein, the vitamins, the minerals, and all of that stuff. So eat your fruits the way nature's given it to you. Now vegetables, if you can eat your vegetables, that's even better. But if you want to juice it, break it down, at least it won't cause a spike in your insulin levels and in your blood sugar levels. Stress. No matter who you are, what you do, if you are chronically, highly stressed, wound up, down, low, cortisol goes up, adrenaline goes up, testosterone falls, estrogen goes up, you will find that you hold on to belly fat. There are some people, although, who work the opposite. When they're stressed, they don't eat, appetite falls, and they actually lose weight. So it could be anyone. You see which category you fit into. Because stress also, besides cortisol and adrenaline, which are hormones, it also makes you overeat or makes you choose the wrong foods. It upsets your leptin, your ghrelin, and all caused by sleep deprivation. So again, stress is huge, which is why part of your diet program, on your diet program, there has to be meditation, there has to be hobbies, there has to be breathing, pranayama, yoga, listening to music, things that can de-stress you. Just eating organic food is never going to be your solution. But part of losing weight is controlling your stress levels. The last 2 points, if you're lazy and you constantly procrastinate, there's no one who can help you with that but yourself. So you start off with a program and then you're lazy. You take a holiday, didn't work out for 5 days, come back and then you make it a month. Okay, you didn't work out for 3 days. What's wrong on the 4th day? Get back on track. So if you're lazy and you constantly procrastinate, oh, I'll start next weekend. Oh, I messed up today. Let me start next Monday. No, you start today. You start at your next meal. You don't start next Monday. You start tomorrow. You start at the next meal. So laziness and procrastination are one of the biggest obstacles, because let me tell you something from my observation of coaching thousands of people across the world. Everyone starts off great, they buy everything, and then they're like, but I'm eating healthy. And then you break it down. How many times? Twice a week? I'm working out. How many times? Twice a week? That's not enough. So we got to be real with ourselves. Like I say, it's the perfect truth. Find out your perfect truth. When I do the perfect truth exercise with most of my clients, they find their truth. So they come and they say, I'm not losing weight. I say, yeah, come on now, be honest with yourself. Tell me where you are lacking. And they'll say, yeah, I just walk twice a week. Yeah, I had a lot of sugary snacks before bedtime. The perfect truth comes out. That's not to show you who's right or wrong. That's for you to work with. You have to address your perfect truth to get better. Everyone has a perfect truth. If your relationships are not working out, find the perfect truth. There is something you're not doing. Could be the other partner's fault as well. In every aspect of your life, there is a perfect truth that you need to find, address, accept, and action. So you want to be careful of that. And the last point, no discipline, no consistency. As simple as that. Nothing in life works without consistency. Nothing in life works without discipline. And everyone who's chasing fad programs out there, let me tell you right now, maybe the programs didn't work for you, but also discipline and consistency is not part of your life, which is why you keep changing from one thing to another. It's as simple as that. So see, these are some of the biggest obstacles we've seen. I'll run through the list once more. Sleep. Number 1, recovery and rest. I missed out this point. If you're constantly only working out and not resting and recovery, let me tell you this, a story of this one lady who used to come to Reset in Bandra every single day, and I would see her. She would be in yoga, weight training, cardio, 3-4 hours in the gym. One day I walked up to her and I said, why are you overtraining? She's saying, look at this. I need to lose all of this belly fat. I said, if you're going to listen to me, okay, I'll give you results in 14 days. She said, I'll do anything. So I told her, stop coming to the gym so often. Come one day do yoga, go home the next day, come back just do cardio. The 3rd day do weight training. The 4th day take a break. The 5th day repeat. In 14 days, she lost inches. Today, she does exactly that. We didn't make any change in her nutrition and nothing. The only thing she was doing was overtraining. When you overtrain, you have a buildup of lactic acid, you have a buildup of cortisol, adrenaline, and you're not resting. Athletes have great bodies because they eat, they sleep, and they train at a high intensity. That's why it works for them. Rest and recovery is important. The next, undereating, big problem. Overeating, big problem. Constantly eating, big problem. Not building muscle, only doing cardio, big problem. Not addressing your hormonal imbalances and treating them, big problem. Too much of sugar, too much of junk. Too many health foods filled with nuts and jaggery. Fruit juices, aerated drinks, sugary filled sports drinks. Stress, chronic stress, not normal stress. Normal stress is good for us. Chronic stress, laziness, procrastination, lack of discipline and consistency. Have a great week, everyone. Sometimes it's not about the diet plan. It's about your lifestyle. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep. And remember, you care is all about you. Reflect, introspect, find out which one of these points you're not meeting. Maybe one, maybe all, maybe a couple of them. Move to action. MTA. Have a great day.